in the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha to bring about the changes it wanted, to bring about the Citizenship Amendment Bill 2019. So that's now cleared the parliament hurdle, just now has to be signed by the president before it actually officially becomes a law. What it essentially does is allows the government to give citizenship of our country to illegal immigrants from 3 different nations, Afghanistan, Pakistan and Bangladesh, provided they are one of the 6 religions that have been mentioned in this bill. That's Hindus, Buddhists, Sikhs, Parsis, Jains and Christians. And if they are one of these 6 religions, then they can become a citizen of India now. Quick comment from Vinay before we actually take you through some of the interesting speeches and excerpts of the debate that Rajya Sabha saw today. But Sonia Gandhi, in fact, has just issued a statement saying, "Today marks a dark day in the constitutional history of India. Passage of the Citizenship Amendment Bill marks victory of narrow-minded and bigoted forces over India's pluralism. Bill challenges the idea of India that our forefathers fought for." So the parties who were opposing this, from Congress to the TMC, now taking to social media or issuing statements saying, well, this is a dark day where morality has lost, even if majority has won, Vinay. Of course, it remains to be seen the actual practical impact of it. How many people really in our country, in some of those refugee camps, or who've been here for a while, end up becoming Indian citizens?
Yes, and I think while the government has managed to pass the floor test currently now in Rajya Sabha as well, I think the 2 biggest challenges now for the government start from here on. One is, of course, I think the massive uproar that seems to have happened in Northeast. I don't think the government fully anticipated the extent of the uproar and the violence that seems to have happened there. There is massive outrage and resentment in that part of India. And of course, the likely legal challenge that may come to this case, because enough and more members have said so in the parliament, in both houses, that this particular law will be violative of Article 14 of the Constitution that guarantees right to equality. So I think this will probably head the legal route as well. But more importantly, I really do believe that now the challenge is on the government. Remember, the BJP right now is in a much more stronger position in the Northeast than it ever was before. They are ruling now in states. And now the challenge on maintaining law and order and to ensure that this boil that Northeast is suddenly hit into is contained and it is managed. Because Northeast was fairly peaceful. In fact, the very promise that the government had made since 2014 onwards, when they actually made the Look Northeast policy, was this area has for long ignored development and it is only about insurgency and violence, and they need to bring back development. This will set them back a bit. And that's the biggest challenge, because in a situation like this, when a violence prolongs, you really won't have much development.
It's also sending conflicted signals, and we had a big face from the Northeast yesterday. Filmmaker Barua was with us, and he said that, well, it always happens for the people in Northeast that the center doesn't understand, that the center betrays, and essentially that sentiment probably is what we're looking at right now on the streets. It's a manifestation of every time how the central government or the rest of India doesn't understand the problem, the essence of the issue for the northeastern states, and which is why probably they're not buying the assurances that the government has given now. And Amit Shah repeatedly spoke about it, saying it doesn't apply to the northeastern states, that they will be exempted from this law, so they have nothing to worry. I actually wanted to highlight this to our viewers, that those are the numbers. The bill obviously has passed in Rajya Sabha. Now 117 in the favor of the Citizenship Amendment Bill and 92 who voted against. Shiv Sena walked out, abstained from this voting. They walked out before the entire voting process began. And we are also given to understand that there are 2 MPs of the BSP as well who were not present in the House for this crucial vote. So that's the total tally. 209 votes came in, and of those, 117 were in the favor of this bill.